You ever feel like you're finally starting to like yourself, and then you drop your keys, spill your coffee, and suddenly you're a worthless piece of shit again? Yeah, this is about that. When one small thing goes wrong and your whole self-worth crashes like a bad Windows update, you're not broken. You're just tired of trying to feel good about yourself all the time. If you think self-love means liking yourself every day, no matter what, that's the lie that's messing with you. I'm gonna show you why you don't need that pressure. Why not loving yourself sometimes is actually normal. And how to stop going full self-destruct when life gets weird. Self-love isn't a constant, it's customer service on a Monday. Some days, you wake up feeling like you've got your life together. You drank water, you answered an email on time, you might even have made your bed and thought, damn, maybe I am healing. Then something stupid happens. You forget a deadline, get ignored by a girl you like, or hear your own voice on a video, and boom, suddenly you're spiraling, wondering if you've been delusional this whole time. Here's the thing, nobody tells. Self-love isn't a light switch. It's not on or off. It's more like the Wi-Fi at your grandma's. It works sometimes, but don't count on it in the basement. And that's normal. You're not supposed to feel great about yourself all the time. That would be weird. That would be narcissism. The goal isn't to feel amazing 24/7. The goal is to not emotionally body slam yourself every time you trip. The myth of fully healed is setting you up to feel like a failure. You keep thinking there's a final version of you. Like one day you'll wake up mentally stable, emotionally fluent, skin clear, taxes done. No overthinking, no self-doubt, just vibes. But healing isn't a finish line, it's a loop. You think you've outgrown an old pattern, then it shows up wearing a new outfit. Same shit, better disguise. And that doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're alive. Growth isn't sexy most of the time. Sometimes it's just realizing a little sooner that you're spiraling. That's progress too. So if you're waiting to love yourself only when you're finally fixed, you'll wait forever. What if you didn't need to be done evolving to still be on your own side? Sometimes self-love is just not bullying yourself before 9 a.m. You don't need to write affirmations on your mirror. You don't need to believe you're a king every morning. Honestly, some days, I'm not the worst is enough. Because here's what most people don't get. Self-love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just quiet resistance, like not calling yourself a loser for needing rest, or not spiraling because you forgot to reply to a text, or letting yourself eat a damn bagel without turning it into a personality crisis. The smallest shift, stop talking to yourself like you're your worst enemy. Talk like someone you'd actually hang out with. Would you text your friend, "You suck," after a rough day? No? Then why say that to yourself? Try this. Catch one self-insult today and replace it with something neutral. Not fake positive, just neutral. Like, "I'm figuring it out." Sounds dumb, but it worked. Because not hating yourself is a good place to start. You wouldn't talk to your best friend like you talk to yourself. Imagine your friend tells you he blew it. Interview went bad, said something dumb. Classic anxiety spiral. Would you look him in the eye and go, "Yeah, that tracks. You suck. You've always sucked?" Of course not. You'd say something like, "Dude, that sucks, but whatever." You're still good, but when it's you, different story. One bad moment and your inner voice turns into a full-time hater. No compassion. Just highlights from every time you messed up, ever. Most guys don't realize this, but that voice, the one that kicks you when you're already down, doesn't build discipline. It builds shame. And shame doesn't make you stronger, it just makes you want to quit. Here's a better move. Talk to yourself like someone worth taking care of. Doesn't mean pretending you didn't mess up, just means you don't make it worse. Try saying this next time, "Yeah, that sucked, but I'm still here, let's move." It's not self-love, it's self-respect, and that's enough. You're not lazy. You're probably just fried. Be real for a second. How many times have you told yourself, "I'm just being lazy," like it's some personality trait you chose? But here's the truth. Most people who call themselves lazy are actually overwhelmed, exhausted, or burned the hell out. Not weak, just running on fumes. You've been running mental marathons in the background, stressing about money, trying to be emotionally available, swiping on dating apps like it's a part-time job, all while pretending everything's fine. That kind of pressure fries your brain. Then when you finally slow down, you call it laziness? Nah, man. That's survival mode. This is something most dudes don't hear enough. Rest isn't the opposite of progress. It's part of it. Same way you don't grow muscle by lifting non-stop. You grow in the recovery. Your brain works the same way. So next time your motivation drops off cliff, try this. Instead of, "What's wrong with me?" ask, "What do I need right?" Could be sleep, could be sunlight, could be a damn snack. It's a small shift, but it gets you out of self-blame mode. You don't need to force yourself hustle harder. You need to stop treating exhaustion like a moral failure. You don't have to be fixed to deserve good things. A lot of guys walk around with this quiet belief: when I get my life together, then I'll deserve love, or rest, or to not hate myself so much. Like there's this imaginary version of you that has to exist first, the one who's productive, healed, shredded, emotionally fluent, before you're allowed to feel okay. But that version, he never shows up, because the goalpost always moves. You get one thing right, then your brain says, "Cool, now fix everything else." And so you keep chasing some upgraded version of you that doesn't even exist yet, while rejecting the one who's actually living your life. Here's the paradox. The more you wait to feel worthy, the less worthy you'll feel. Because worth doesn't come from being flawless. It comes from showing up, even when you're messy, especially when you're messy. So instead of I'll like myself when I'm better, try I'm allowed to like myself while I'm still figuring it out. It's not lowering the bar, it's just being fair. You're not a project, you're a person. The confidence you admire in other guys, it's usually just quiet self-acceptance. You ever see a dude who isn't even that attractive or successful, but he moves like he owns the room? He's not loud, he's not cocky, he's just fine with himself. And somehow that makes everyone else fine with him too. Here's the plot twist. Most of those guys didn't become confident because they leveled up. They got tired of apologizing for existing. They stopped performing, stopped editing themselves for approval, and that made them magnetic. Meanwhile, you're out here trying to earn self-worth through achievements, perfect routines, fixing every flaw. But real confidence isn't built on upgrade, it's built on permission. The moment you stop needing to justify why you deserve to take up space. Try this. Next time you walk into a room, don't think, am I enough? Try, what if I didn't need to prove anything right now? That tiny shift changes your energy. You stop auditioning, you start showing up. You don't need to be impressive. You just need to stop running from yourself. Growth doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes it just looks like not spiraling. You know what's wild? You can be getting better and still feel like shit. Like you still overthink, you still procrastinate, you still compare yourself to other people, but you notice it faster now. You recover quicker. You don't let it ruin your whole week. That counts. That's real growth. But because it's not flashy, because it's not some big transformation moment, your brain skips over it. You feel stuck even when you're not. Here's the truth. Improvement isn't always visible. Sometimes the win is not reacting the way you used to, not texting your ex, not quitting your job on impulse, not ghosting your friends when you're overwhelmed. Tiny, quiet victories that nobody sees you. Try this. Think about one thing that used to wreck you. Trigger, a habit, whatever. And notice how you handle it now. Even if it's just 5% better, that's some. Clap for it. You're not starting from zero. You're starting from experience. If you can't love yourself today, at least don't abandon yourself. Some days self-love feels impossible. You wake up in a weird headspace, nothing fits right, your energy's off, and you're already 10 steps into hating everything about yourself before breakfast. Fine. You don't have to force it. You don't have to look in the mirror and go, I'm amazing. That's not realistic for everyone, especially not when your brain is in survival mode. But here's what you can do. Don't make it work. Don't pile shame on top of sadness. Don't turn one bad feeling into a self-attack. Just be on your own side, even quietly. Think of it like this. You're the only person who's with you 24/7. You can't mute that voice. So if you can't be your cheerleader today, fine. Be your witness. Be the one who says, yeah, today's rough, but I'm still here. Say that out loud next time you're spiraling. This sucked, but I'm still here. It sounds small, but it's huge because it means you didn't leave yourself behind. Some days love is too much, but loyalty, that's doable. Some days holding the line is all you can do. That counts. Let's be honest. Not every day is a grind day. Not every day is for breakthroughs, glow-ups, journaling, deep work, gym PR, green juice, or whatever version of getting better TikTok is selling you right now. Some days are just get out of bed days, shower days, answer one text and go back to silence days. And even those can feel hard as hell, especially when you're mentally cooked, emotionally hungover, or just flat out tired of pretending you're fine. But here's the thing no one tells you. Those small, boring, barely holding it together days, they count. They matter. They're part of the process because they prove you're still showing up. Even when there's no applause, no dopamine, no big win to post about. We talk a lot about self-love, but we forget that sometimes love looks like maintenance. It's paying that bill you've been avoiding. It's brushing your teeth even though you don't care. It's making sure the version of you feels like giving up at least eat some today. Try shifting the bar. Instead of asking, did I do enough? Try asking, did I show up at all? If the answer is yes, even a little, that's love. Quiet kind, the real kind that actually keeps you going. You don't fold just because it's heavy. Maybe you don't need to love yourself every day. Maybe you just need to stop turning on yourself when things go sideways. You're not failing because you feel off. You're not broken because you have rough days. That's just life doing what it does, being messy. And maybe the strongest thing you can do right now isn't fixing anything. It's staying with yourself through it. Like, yeah, I'm not at my best today, but I'm not going anywhere. That counts for more than you think. If this hits somewhere between your chest and your gut, do the usual, like, subscribe, whatever. But more than that, drop this in the comments. What's one small thing you do, even on your worst day, that reminds you you're still in the fight? Could be brushing your teeth, could be showing up to work dead eyes, clean sock, doesn't matter. Let's make surviving look less silent.